men det gör det. För efter borta.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Arctic Retro. So it's the 24th and you are probably all starting your celebrations of the Christmas already. Yeah, as you can see, I have got myself a Christmas tree here in the lab. The 24th is the big day here in Norway. I know for some of you it's maybe the 25th, that's the biggest day. So in this video I'm gonna do a little bit of a recap of what I have achieved this year, what has been happening on my channel, and I'm also planning to do a little trip around the lab and where I have my computer collection to take a look at that. Maybe you will also get to see other parts of my house and a little bit outdoors. And maybe I will play some games on the Commodore 64, my favorite machine. So this Advent calendar has been real fun to make. It has been a lot of work, but it was worth it, I think. I hope you like to see all those videos. Maybe it was a little bit too much, but you can always see the videos later if you want. So here I am in my living room, and as you can see, I have set up the big Christmas tree for me and my two kids. And as you notice, it's quite bright outside now because it is noon, and even though we don't have any sun, we still have some hours of daylight in the middle of the day. So this is the view from my living room. Unfortunately, I have a big house right in front of my house, so that covers a lot of the view, but from the attic where I have my lab, you can see the mountains a lot better. Let's check it out. In the kitchen I have this corner here, which is where my editing computer is. It is where I do all the video editing and other stuff related to my videos, like screen capturing. And also in my kitchen I have my work computer, and here's where I sit and do my regular daytime work. Now with the COVID we all have a home office, so I'm stuck at home. And the reason I use the kitchen for this is because, as you know, my attic and my office upstairs is taken by retro computers. In my day-to-day work, I work as a software developer for a Norwegian company called Dips, where I work as a developer and technical coach within patient administrative modules in the system. And the software we make is within healthcare solutions for our hospitals. So most of the day is spent within the application Visual Studio from Microsoft. By the way, I did some baking the other day with my children. We made this gingerbread cookies, and do you recognize the one that I made? Alright, so that was a little bit from a house and from a city. I hope you enjoyed that. I guess this is turning into like a vlog video. I don't know, I have never done it before. Anyway, next I thought I'll show you a little bit around the attic and my lab here, and where I have all my machines and equipment. But before that, I just want to show you something that happened this year and was a little bit fun for me. This is a magazine from Aftenposten, and that's Norwegian for evening in news, and Aftenposten is Norway's largest newspaper, and they give out this magazine, history magazine. I think it's 12 magazines per year, and I was contacted by a journalist that has come across my channel actually. And the reason was that they was planning an article about the Intel 4004. The first CPU. The Intel 4004 is regarded as the first CPU commercially produced, and it was a 4-bit microprocessor from Intel, and it was released in 1971. And in that article they wanted me to write about my experience with old computers, and yeah, some details about some important retro computers, or computers from that era. So here I am with an Amiga 600. I wrote some text about each of these machines that you see here. This is the Tiki 100, the Norwegian computer. This is the Altair 8800 from 75, Apple I, of course the Commodore 64. And here's about the Apple Macintosh and the history, and they actually did a mistake with choosing the wrong picture for the Macintosh. In the web edition they have changed that. And here's a little bit about the Amiga and Atari ST. So that was kind of fun to be part of. Alright, so now I start a little tour of my lab and the attic, and this is the view that you see most of the time, but if I turn around here, I have this cabinet where I have some of my old machines on display. Commodore 64, I can open here. So I did a video like this long time ago, but since that a lot of things have changed. I have a Laser 200 computers, some small Nintendo handheld games, Commodore Plus 4, ZX81, ZX Spectrum, Nintendo Game Boy, and down here is Amstrad CPC 464, Atari 2600 Junior, and Commodore 64. So sorry if this becomes a little unsteady. And these shelves, I have Commodore 1084 monitor, several Commodore floppy drives, cassette deck, some tools, yeah, and some equipment for filming and different things, power adapters, a lot of stuff. So it's starting to fill up here. Yeah, and here I have a shelf with some Atari games. And on this shelf I have some original Microsoft software, ranging from Windows 3.11, 95, NT, yeah, Windows Vista and Windows 7. These are unopened boxes. Yeah, and this you have seen a lot. There's all my tools, and it can be a mess at times. My TV, and here is my computer. This is an Asus all-in-one computer. The screen is the actual computer too. Here I have some parts, electronic parts, ranging from Commodore chips to yeah, screws, resistors, transistors, a lot of things, sockets. And down here is all the cleaning equipment. Under here I have a mystery box with yeah, all kinds of Commodore games and software. Like this one. The Quill, which is software for creating adventure games on the Commodore 64 with the Illustrator to make graphics. On this side I have a big TV and the light is directly against the camera, and yeah. Xbox One, old LP record player, and here is the Commodore 128 that I currently is struggling with. Another Commodore 128 that is working, a little PlayStation mini clone. And if I open this door to the guest bedroom, it's not in use very often, so I have actually put up some more shelves. These are more Amigas and Amiga equipment, and more Commodores, parts machines. Big box of joysticks. And here by the bed there is a big pile of machines, +4, several Commodores, Amigas and PlayStations and VIC-20. Then I can move out in the hallway to the attic, and again more shelves. And here I have a Amiga 1000 and some other machines, Spectra Video, another Laser 200, Dragon 32, Commodore 16, and this is the Philips MSX machine that I have had a video about. These shelves, of course, more machines, Commodore CD-TVs, TI-99, Commodore 128D, and there's actually a cabinet for Commodore 128D as well. And this great machine that I got this year is the Apple IIe with 2 disk drives. Sorry about the lighting, I have turned on the flash now. And here is another MSX machine. It's an Arabic one, and this is my Amiga 2000, and there's a monitor, an old monitor, keyboards for the CD-TVs, and below there you might recognize that is a Commodore SX64. And of course inside here, inside the wall, there's even more stuff stored away. Alright, then we move into my office, and I'm not using it as an office as you saw before. So here I have some more computer equipment, NAS, and also I have my 3D printer. And of course I have added a lot of shelves to get room for even more computers. But it's starting to fill up now, so I think I need to organize a little bit better. Here's some old PC stuff and more Commodores, another Amstrad CPC 6128, a VIC-20, and a Sharp machine. Down here old floppy disks, and down there is an Atari 2600, couple of monitors, yeah, a lot of stuff. Bunch of Amiga diskettes. Alright, so that was it for the tour of the attic of Arctic Retro. Okay, now we need to move over to some games, and we can't have a Christmas Eve without a little bit of gaming. And here is the Commodore 64 emulator on my Windows machine. And there has been a lot of buzz the latest days about Sonic the Hedgehog game that was released on the 19th for the Commodore 64. Sonic the Hedgehog is a well-known game on the Sega system from back in the day, and it was released in 1991, I think. And the guy called Mr. Sid has actually made a port over to the Commodore 64. And that was released the 19th of December onto csdb.dk. So I'm gonna test this now in the emulator because this game needs a memory expansion, REU, which I don't have for the Commodore 64. And if you go to csdb.dk and just search for Sonic, you will find it there. There are several releases. Someone has already made trainers and call it cracks for it, but I have downloaded this, the REU release by Mr. Sid. And I have downloaded the 1581 disk image so that it will load faster, and yeah, I just selected the CBM 1581 as drive 8. And also, to get the memory expansion, you can go to cartridges, RAM expansion module, and enable 256 kilobyte RAM expansion module. So now I just attach the disk image, and there it is, and open, and we can try and load this. Alright, I have attached an Xbox controller to my computer, so we should be able to use that as a joystick. So let's see now. Use fast loader or compatible load. I use fast. Read the manual or play the game. Game, of course. All right, a nice sample there. So it loads pretty quickly. All right, so that's Sonic the Hedgehog. Press fire to start. Let's try it out. Okay, nice graphics and colors. Oops. So I don't know the tricks, how to reach those gold rings up there. Have no idea. I did not have a Sega before, so oops. Okay, so that was it. I died. Okay, very nice playable game. Controls are very precise. So I'm gonna try and play this a little bit more, and if I reach other levels, I'll be back. Not to bore you to death with my poor game playing. I reached level 2. Oops. Some hidden level. I'm underwater. Oops. Oh. So how do I get back up again? Okay, Sonic was a great game, I really think. I don't play a lot of games anymore. I did before. I had Xbox since the day it came out. I stood in line outside the warehouse to get one on the first day of the release. The only game I play now still is a little bit of a flight simulator. I play Flight Simulator 2020, which is really great. Alright, so I was thinking I should take a little recap on 2021 and just take a look back, and my channel is still pretty small. I have just passed 3,500 subscribers, which I actually never thought I would do, so for me it's still a big number. However, it is a slow growth on YouTube, so I am gonna continue this journey next year. But let's take a look at some of the best videos I made this year, if you take the views in account. So there were a couple that stood out, and actually up until now the most popular video in this advent calendar is number 13 about the VIC-20 Hyper Expander. Otherwise this year there's a couple of videos that did better than the others, and for example the video about the Dragon 32 computer, and the video where I built the RGB to HDMI adapter for the Amiga. And also a good video this year was about my Tiki 100, the Norwegian computer from the 80s. And building the C64 saver was also a good video. But the one with the most views in 2021 was two sorry looking Amiga 500s. Can they be fixed up? So that video made it well, and it's not always the videos that you think are good that are actually most viewed. I think it's how YouTube serves the videos and the algorithms, and maybe the thumbnail you have on the video. Alright, so what are my plans for next year? Well, now after this advent calendar I'm gonna have a little bit of time off from the channel, couple of weeks at least, and then we'll see. I have more computers that I haven't explored, and more projects that I have thought about, so I think there will be lots of things I could do the next year as well. I have, for example, the Amiga 1000 that I got as a donation. I haven't checked it up yet, and also I have a MSX machine and a Sharp machine, and there's always some new device to get and try out and do things with, and also restoration of some of the machines I haven't done that on yet. So there's a lot of ideas already for the next year. And I might also explore some of the things I did in this advent calendar. I might do a little bit more around programming and see if that's any popular with you guys. Alright, I think we're coming to an end of this advent calendar. It's the Christmas Eve and you're pretty busy, everyone, I think. Me, myself, I'm gonna celebrate the Christmas Eve with my kids and my ex. And for Christmas dinner here in Norway, most people actually eat pork rib or lamb ribs, and that's a tradition from a long time ago. So I'm gonna make and serve pork rib with a lot of additions. Many people also eat fish on the Christmas evening, and something some of you might never have heard about. It's called lutefisk, and yeah, that is a special dish here in Norway. And I'm also going to be off work the whole Christmas until the 3rd of January, so that will be a time of relaxation, maybe have some time to do other things than retro computers and work. Okay, that's it for this video. I just want to end it with saying thanks a lot for watching, and thanks for all the likes and the comments, and thanks to all the new subscribers and my new patrons. And also I got a lot of donations. I got machines and even sent money via PayPal and other channels. So that's really great. I really appreciate everything, and hope to see you next year. So have a very Merry Christmas and relaxing end of year, and see you next year then. Bye bye.